Welcome to the Coffee Club, broadcasting live from New York with your host, Felix, and co-host, Dr. Mark. So let's have a cup of coffee and enjoy the show.
There is no heaven.
There is no heaven. There is no hell. There is only this world and its dark reflection. And we do not know in which of the two worlds we are.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rebellious Rev and the Doc.
And I'm the Doc. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, we owe you a little bit of an explanation about last week. The Rev signed us up for a special seminar, a retreat actually, and we were gone Friday through Sunday, and there just wasn't enough time for us to get the word to our loyal listeners, so we humbly apologize, but we're ready to take all questions, and that's all I want to say.
Hallelujah, brothers.
Amen.
Amen. Now
Amen.
I've had my training. I've had my classes. And you know what they taught me?
I thought
Nothing.
Well, you were giving the class. What do you mean?
Exactly. That's why. But I was supposed to be learning.
Well, there's only so much.
You know, but I did learn something.
There's only so much your brain can comprehend.
There's a lot that I actually did learn. I learned how little I know.
Well, you know, that's one of the amazing things of the Bible, ladies and gentlemen, in case you're interested. Even though God gave it to the Hebrew people some over 5,000 years ago, or just about 3,000 years ago, certainly, you need the rabbis and the midrash to explain it. You know, the Bible evolves as we evolve, and questions come up, and the Rev had to delve deep and search out in his mind exactly how to comprehend and explain why the sky is blue and the earth is round and we can't see God.
The earth is round?
Haven't you haven't gone off the edge, have you?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
But that's why I'm not traveling past
the corner, right? So that's our.
I remember reading in the Bible that says the earth is round.
Well, you know, it's a priori knowledge. God assumes that we know this. You know.
Okay. All right. Mark is broadcasting fine, and I don't think I am broadcasting.
Oh my goodness!
All. Good evening.
That usually happens to me. I mean, people call up to listen to you. They tune in.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you did not hear me before, live from New York, it is the Rebellious Rev, and you don't have to talk. They heard you just fine.
That's true.
The Doc. And as Mark was saying, I had my my reservation that I had to go to.
Well, you tell them where the retreat was. It was at the Mount of Olives.
Mount of Olives, that's
in
right.
Israel, in the Promised Land.
Exactly. And we learned a lot.
We learned how to walk barefoot.
We learned that the desert sand is very hot.
And the desert is very cold at night.
And also, the Dead Sea is dead. You float on it as if you were dead.
That's very true. That's very, very true.
And if you don't take a shower after you get out of it, you will be dead. Anyway, we learned a lot.
I think he's gone over the edge, folks. What do you think? Call us at 646-595-3275.
Let us know. If you're a guest in the chat room, tell us that we're idiots. That's fine with us. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I didn't tell that Mark would have sold it. Did you ever hear of the Faroe Islands? Faroe Islands?
Faroe?
Yeah, islands.
No.
Neither did I.
Oh, okay.
But I read something about them. And I saw something on Facebook, and what they do there, they have a sport that horrified me. It was disgusting.
Can we talk about this on Family Radio?
Yes. What they do is they lure in families of whales to near the shore, and they take one and hammer them to death.
Oh my God! Why would you even mention that? I think that's terrible.
It is terrible. It's horrible.
I know that certain countries, take the oil from the whales and they use the blubber and they use whale meat, etc. But
no, they do this as a sport. Children there are watching. Everybody. You see all these people running into the water to join in the sport. The water's all red.
Red. Oh my goodness.
It's horrible. Worst thing I've ever seen.
You sure that's not the Red Sea?
It could be if you didn't know any better.
That's terrible.
It is. Which makes me think about something which I wasn't planning on talking about. Animal abuse.
Oh, cruelty? Well, that's what PETA is all about. The group PETA.
Yeah.
PETA. They're all about, they're against experimenting on animals. The only thing I'll say about that is that when pharmaceutical companies experiment, what they're doing is these are drugs that are almost ready for human consumption. And they want to be able to document what the after effects would be.
Or if they even work.
Exactly. So, you're not allowed to try it on humans.
Even though they've done that in the past.
Yeah, I know.
It's called every time they do a test and somebody volunteers and they give you a... what are those pills called that don't
placebos.
do anything? Placebos, and you die because they didn't give you a medication.
Well, we have, the Tuskegee Airmen and all that stuff. I mean, these are men that had syphilis, and they were either treated with a placebo or some sort of penicillin tablet, and many of them died. And the government's okay with that, just like when they told the GIs in the 50s, yeah, go into Alamogordo, New Mexico. The dust particles are not going to affect you after the atom bomb. They test the atom bombs.
No, that's one of the reasons is they probably didn't know any better, or they want to experiment to see what happens. Who knows? I mean, I don't like killing anything. I have trouble killing an ant. Because I feel anything, any animal is alive and it doesn't harm me in any way. There's no reason for me to harm it.
We should just call you St. Francis of Assisi.
Okay,
You see, you just went from reverendhood to sainthood.
Yeah, right. Anyway, listen, I understand killing animals for food.
We have a call.
Oh, we have a call? Yes, we do. 404. Good evening from Orlando, Florida. Did I get it right?
How you guys doing?
Hey,
right,
how are you?
Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia.
How you guys doing?
Is this Naz?
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Yes, indeed.
My friend's been missing you, Naj. He only wants to know when's he coming back on.
See, that's a good man right there. That's a good man, man.
That's right.
Him as well.
That's right. Have you been?
And we're not talking about the religious guy, not him. We have a
good.
we have a loyal listener that if we don't broadcast, he calls up and complains. But he loved you. He says he loved the way you put down
my friend is on board with you when it comes to,
the evangelists.
Exactly. He's an agnostic, okay, and doesn't believe in anything that
he can't prove, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I mean, that's a hard philosophy to argue with,
Yeah.
You're very right.
But the problem is they believe in what they read. Anyway, they believe in the Bible. You can't stop them. And it's fine. I
Hey,
don't,
I
you
don't
know.
want to stop them. I don't want to stop them. I just don't want them imposing that on other people. You're fine to believe whatever you want. Just leave me the hell alone.
Yeah. Just leave us alone, right?
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
say.
So how you following the elections?
Yeah, unfortunately, November won't get here any quicker, so I guess we got to deal with it.
Any opinions as of late?
Well, I guess the thing that sticks out to me is just the fact that we have a media cycle for this now. So every story has to be bigger than what it is because they have to drag the cycle along.
Yep.
And there's going to be ups and downs for both sides as they convince us that this is a very, very close race up until the end. Like, I feel like that kind of sticks out to me. The never-ending campaign.
Well, it is a never-ending campaign. It ends when the elections come. That's it.
Right.
And the choices are the choices are not great these days.
No, they're not. But, I mean, when have the choices been great, if we're being honest, you know? This thing has stunk for a long time. Now it's just more apparent, you know? It's like if you leave some lunch from work in your car, you know, a couple of days, maybe it's bad, but if you leave it in there for a long, extended period, it really, really starts to stink. So, I mean, that's our political process right now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff is coming out these days. I mean, you know, we don't know that money wasn't ransom money. Nah, no way. But yet, when those people,
no way.
But you know, they'll talk to the hostages or the prisoners, and when they were sitting on the airplane for like 4 hours waiting to take off, and they asked the Iranian security, "What are we waiting for? We're waiting for another airplane that's got to land. If he doesn't land, you don't go."
We're waiting for our money.
So I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, at the same time, it's a drop in the bucket. Remember, they were sanctioning Iran for a few years. So the money that was frozen, are we supposed to believe that they didn't do anything with that money as far as, you know, making money off the interest of it or wherever it was stashed or, you know, however the protocols go? Are we supposed to believe that money was just, you know, frozen and that was it? So, I mean, there's two sides to this coin on this. But, I believe it was a payoff. Why not?
You know, back when Iran, you know, when they finalized this arms deal, we gave Iran $150 billion.
We haven't given it to them yet.
We haven't?
No.
Oh, I thought that was part of the frozen. That was part of the frozen funds, I believe.
No, nothing to do with that.
Carrots and sticks, my friend. Carrots and sticks. You leave with the carrot, you hit them with the stick. You leave with the carrot, you hit them with the stick. So they'll get it eventually, slowly, protocol driven, and, you know, based on them hitting certain benchmarks, they'll get it. And they'll be an ally probably eventually because no matter what, they can't stay who they are. If they start opening up more, they're going to become more secular, and the young folk there don't want to be living under the heel of some old mullahs. So, you know, it's going to be interesting.
Well, the young people want to be westernized.
Well,
for the most part.
You know, before they took over, the country was a pretty prosperous country for that part of the world.
Well, under the Shah?
Before the Shah. Even with the Shah, wasn't that bad. Yeah. I mean, they didn't call themselves Iranians. They called themselves?
Persians.
Persian, yeah.
You know, from the Old Testament.
Yeah.
But it was...
before the Old Testament, but yeah.
It was their... yeah. It was... you know, they were the most prosperous, really. Them and the Egyptians, I think.
Well,
even though the Egyptians,
Egypt is a little farther away. Egypt is in Africa. They're in Western Asia.
Yeah.
But if you go back to Cyrus the Great and some of that time period.